Welcome to episode 3 of the BDE Sports Talk Pick'em Show. My name's Bill, one of your hosts, along with co-hosts and fellow pickers, Dean and Eddie. Still trying to get one of you guys host the podcast at this point.
You're doing great.
The same spiel.
You're doing great.
You're crushing it, dude.
Crushing it.
Week 3. How you guys feeling after 2 weeks of getting into this?
Tell you, my gut says I'm doing all right. It's all on faith, baby.
Except for the other night when you ate Slow's barbecue.
Oh, man. That wrecked me for like 2 days, up until probably 5 o'clock today. Then I just felt better randomly. Bad.
That's great.
Bad. Yeah. Good time.
I feel great. I know I've got
delicious.
a 43% spread pick win percentage, but you got to trust the system because it's all coming together. I've got a new system intact. I'm not so sure, just pay attention to what's going on. I'm getting my stuff together. I think as the season progresses, I'm going to be pretty locked in. I feel good about it.
All right.
I'm picking winners, and I'm
that.
close on some of these spreads.
It happens to everybody.
Yeah, I'll definitely fall off at some point. Unless I really start getting into it. Early, I start watching a lot of these games. Living on the prayer, baby.
So to recap real quick through 2 weeks, Eddie was generous with his 43% because he's 13 and 18 for 41.9%.
71, that's pretty much 42.
25 and 10 on the money line for 71.4%. 0 for 2 on your Stone Cold locks.
Spread.
Sorry.
My Stone Cold spread locks.
I keep forgetting you. Every game's a Stone Cold something.
No, hey, my Stone Cold under nailed last week.
Yeah, it did.
I bet that, and I won money on that. Okay, my Stone Cold win was obvious, but still, money line. My spread locks have not been working out, but this week, I'm nailing my lock, baby.
Oh yeah.
Dean is 27 and 9 on the money line at 75%. A perfect 2 and 0 on his Stone Cold locks. 17 and 15 on his against the spread at 53.1%, which that means you'd be winning money. And in our competition, you're at 66 points. Eddie, you're at 51 for now, but that changes pretty quickly. At one point, I told Dean this earlier, but he was only 1 point behind me, and I was up. It looks like 8 points before the start of last week. So easy to make up points. Things change. I'm 25 and 10 on the money line, 71.4%. 1 and 1 on Stone Cold locks at 50%, and 22 and 9 against the spread for 71%. Started off last week not great. I was like, oh, this is it, and then I hit like seven in a row. So
that's wild. You just went off just randomly.
Yeah. So I'm at 72 points, and so Dean, you're only 6 points back.
I'm coming for you.
All it takes is 1 week. That's really all it takes. So
it's true.
With that said, if you like today's episode, hit the like button, comment your picks, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're watching this, you probably know we have a podcast. So this week's we're going to be talking about the Lions and Michigan State. So check that out. That'll be coming out Saturday morning. So with that said, I think we are going to get right into it if you guys are ready.
Let's do it.
Oh, my bad.
Ready? Let's do it.
Sorry.
Let's do it.
How long? My bad. I don't know how long you've been gone. I've been looking at.
Oh, you didn't? I was just like, okay, we're just gonna single shot it. I got you.
No. How long were you out?
Pretty much that whole thing.
Most of your talking.
Yeah, pretty much all.
But I came back pretty soon, so I heard a lot of what you said. I was just in the backstage area.
In the green room.
Yeah,
my bad.
Enjoying the complimentary fruit tray.
It's all good. You mentioned me. You're like, hey, yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah.
I was looking at the spreadsheet, so
Fair enough.
That's my bad. Yeah, 1 week can change it all. There you go. Sorry.
Hell yeah.
That's my bad.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get into it. First game, and like I said, I have the games all pretty much the same every week as far as the number of games. That's why there's a couple games that I don't know if you guys were like, why is that even in there? But I tried to do all Big Ten teams and any games of importance. So
makes sense.
First game we got Virginia at Maryland.
It's a random one. Didn't know why you picked it.
Big Ten.
I know.
Virginia's 0-2 and Maryland's 2-0. Dean, who do you got this week? You can lead off.
Yeah, like you said, Virginia's 0-2. They lost to James Madison in Tennessee. Maryland hasn't played anybody. I think it'll be close. I'm going with Maryland, and I think Virginia will cover, or they won't cover, or whatever.
Yeah, so yeah, Maryland and taking it with the points, or giving up the
Maryland won't cover.
Okay, so you got Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia to cover, Maryland to win.
Gotcha. Okay. Real quick, Ed, before you say anything, over unders 51.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I obviously like Maryland on the money line on that, and going against the trend of actually this specific year, I'm going to take the under on that game. Virginia, in their last 5 games against the Big Ten, have gone under. Maryland's been under in 5 of their last 7. The only reason I said it was a little different because Virginia has gone over both games for them this year. But you got to take the competition into consideration too. So I like that. I like Maryland with the under.
All right. I have Maryland to win, and Maryland to cover. Virginia hasn't looked very good. Maryland has played all right. They're at home. I didn't really know how to go about it. I thought 14 was kind of a lot. You went with the under, Ed?
I did.
I thought about that too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna stick it out, and I'm gonna go with Maryland to cover. Real quick edit. The over under went down to 47. Eddie, you still want the under?
I'll still take the under just based on the history of it.
Okay. All right, cool. Next, we will go with Penn State at Illinois. Illinois is plus 14.5. The over under is 48.5. Eddie, who you got?
Yeah, I'm taking this one as my lock of the week. I can't justify that noise when I'm 0-2 so far. But I feel really good about this one. Penn State is actually 8-0-1 in their last 9 games against the spread. And if we just go this season, they're 2-0 against the spread, while Illinois is 0-2. I like Penn State to cover on that, and that's my lock.
Nice. Dean?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think you can go away from Penn State, and they're definitely going to cover, I think.
Same. I had Penn State to win and cover. Penn State's offense has looked pretty good the last couple weeks. I did watch Illinois last weekend. Wasn't great. You know, It wasn't a fun watch. Yeah, so Penn State to win and cover. Next up is number 15, Kansas State, who's 2-0, going to Missouri, who is also 2-0. The line is +4 for Missouri. The over under is 47.5. I got K-State winning, and I'm taking the over at 47.5. K-State beat Southeastern Missouri and Troy at a combined 87-13, so they can put up the points. I know it's Southeastern Missouri and Troy, but still. Missouri's beating South Dakota in Middle Tennessee, but I can still see K-State winning 28-24, 35-21, right around there. So, Dean, what do you got?
Yeah, I agree. Like you said, Kansas State has been putting up some points. So I went ahead and picked Kansas State, and they're going to cover. And I picked them to cover as well.
Yeah. I agree with that. Kansas State to win and cover. Just for sake of notes, I mean, Kansas State is also 2-0 this year against the spread, while Missouri's 0-2. So it feels like a pretty good pick.
Okay. Cool. Next up is Georgia Southern at number 19, Wisconsin. The line is at -20 for Wisconsin. The over-under is 64. I have Wisconsin winning, and I actually have the under. I can't see Georgia Southern putting up more than 17 in Madison. Even if Wisconsin puts up 42, right around there, it still hits the under, I think. So I'm going to go with Wisconsin and the under. So, Eddie?
Yeah, I actually, I got Wisconsin winning clearly, but I took the over in this game. Wisconsin has gone over in 5 of the last 6 home games. That Georgia Southern, while you don't see them scoring a lot of points, they do throw it up a lot. They've been putting up a ton of yards in the air. I kind of like that. I think we might see some points. So, I like Wisconsin in the over in that game.
Yeah, I went and picked Wisconsin as well, and I also picked the under on that game. You're muted.
All right. All right. That's how Eddie gains points there, huh? Eddie hits that.
Or loses more ground. Yes, either.
Either or. Next up, we got the Cardinals of Louisville going up against the Hoosiers of Indiana. Indiana's a +10. Over under is 50.5. Dean, you got the under on this one?
No. I picked Louisville to win. Indiana only put up 3 points against Ohio State. I know it's Ohio State, and I mean Louisville. I think I'm not 100% who they played last week, but either way, I mean they both won a big week 1, so I'm going Louisville, and I think they're going to cover. I'm going to go with Louisville covering.
Okay. I got Louisville winning, and I actually have Indiana covering. Louisville put up 39 against Georgia Tech, who I feel is on par with Indiana, but I think it will stay close. I think it will be a shootout. Louisville to win. Indiana is going to keep it within 10.
Yeah, I agree with Bill there. I have Louisville winning and Indiana covering. Indiana, for as not great as they've been, they're still undefeated against the spread this year. Louisville's 1-1, following the trends on that. So I like Louisville winning, Indiana to cover.
That's where I gain ground.
Next up, we have Northern Illinois at Nebraska. Nebraska is -11. Over under is 42. I got Nebraska winning. I also took the under Nebraska's going to get their first win of the season. I thought about taking NIU to cover, but after last week, I think Nebraska at home. I just don't think it's going to get to 42. It's going to be close. It was at 45 when I started looking stuff up. I know it's only 3 points, but that's kind of a big 3 points when the over under is that low. But I'm still going to take the under.
I mean, you took the under on that. I mean, Nebraska has only gone on the under this year. So,
yeah,
I feel like that's solid.
So, is that what you got?
No, it's not. I got the over on that. I'm just kidding.
Nice.
I don't have the over. I don't have the over. I stuck with, even with the line moving, I took Nebraska to win with Northern Illinois covering. I just haven't seen enough from Nebraska, and Northern Illinois has been doing pretty good. Rocky Lombardi's a well-seasoned quarterback, and we'll see. But I like NIU to cover, even at 11.
Yeah, I think Nebraska's looking to bounce back. Like you said, I think they pick up their first win this week, and I think they cover as well.
Okay. Got UMass at Eastern Michigan. We did our season preview, our week preview on the podcast, which will be out Saturday. Eastern Michigan is -7, which I think was down 3 from when we first looked at it. Over under is 50.5.
That's
go ahead.
Also down, right?
I believe so. Yes. Yep. Eddie, who you got?
Well, I definitely have Eastern Michigan to win, and I took the over in that game. UMass has gone over in 5 of their last 6 games. Eastern Michigan 4 of their last 5. Actually, the one game they did go over was this season, so we'll see how it goes. But I like that the Eagles with the over.
Dean?
Yeah, I think Eastern's also trying to bounce back. I'm going to be saying that about all these teams. Eastern's trying to bounce back. Nebraska's bouncing back. But I do think Eastern. I think they're going to clean up some of their mistakes. They're going to tidy it up a little bit, and Eastern's going to win and cover.
That was tempting with it going to 7 for sure.
Yeah, I got Eastern winning and Eastern covering. Massachusetts lost to Miami of Ohio 41-28 last week. Got beat by Auburn 59-14. I don't think they're going to get past Eastern in Ypsilanti. I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised you took the over just based on the quarterback play of Eastern as of late, but it does make sense.
Watch Austin Smith cook, bro.
I know. Probably.
This kid's going to be reeling off touchdown runs.
Through the pop, baby.
He can run at 60 yards. Samson Evans can have a big day.
Yeah.
UMass has been chucking it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can see it going over. This is a game where the Eagles
fly.
Yeah, there we go. Where the Eagles soar.
Sort
of victory. I got Eastern winning and covering. Next up, also on our podcast week preview, was Central Michigan at Notre Dame. Notre Dame -34.5, over under 51. Dean, who do you got that's not CMU?
Well, you don't know that.
That's true. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely picking Notre Dame. You can't pass as poorly as they did last week against the New Hampshire team and against Notre Dame, and do that against Notre Dame and expect to win or keep it close. So I'm taking Notre Dame, and I think Notre Dame's going to cover too. I think it's going to be slobber knocker, as they say.
Eddie, who you got?
Yeah, I got Notre Dame winning and covering. Notre Dame hasn't missed on the spread this year, and CMU hasn't covered once this year. So an extra note to go with that for any folks. An extra note, the over might be an interesting pick in this game. Notre Dame has gone over in 9 of their last 10, CMU 5 of their last 7. So you put that together, I mean, you might see something. The only issue is with Bert Emanuel, and that's kind of the same issue I had taking the over with EMU, but I still went with it. But it's just interesting thing to think about when betting on that game.
I got the chips to cover, and I have the chips to win.
Yeah, there
Nope.
you go.
Notre Dame to win and cover. CMU gets dominated. I don't know if they'll score more than 10 points. I hate to say that. I can't stand saying it, but just with the way the season has gone, Notre Dame looks pretty good. So Notre Dame to win and cover. But great win by the Chips last week, by the way. Minnesota at North Carolina. -7.5. Over under is 51. I've got UNC winning. I also have the over. I think North Carolina wins because they're at home. I could easily see this game being another like 28-24, 27-31. North Carolina's put up quite a bit of points in both weeks against decent teams. Minnesota really hasn't, but I think they can keep up with UNC for a while. So UNC and the over for me. Eddie.
Yeah, I'm opposed to you again here. I got North Carolina winning, but I took the under on this game. Minnesota and North Carolina both have gone under in 6 of the last 8 games. Minnesota has been under in both of their games this year. North Carolina, 1 of their 2 games have been under. So I like the under just based on what they've done so far this year. I definitely think North Carolina is going to win. And we'll see. But yeah, I like them with the under.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also picked North Carolina, and I also picked the under on that one.
Ooh, we look stupid now, Bill.
Once you said that, once you said you picked the under, I hesitated.
Fair enough.
Maybe Bill's right.
Fair enough. Yeah, he's probably is.
He's been hot. He's been hot.
Next up, we got Northwestern at Duke. Duke is -18.5. The over under is 48.5. Eddie, who you got?
Yeah, I got Duke winning and covering. Duke's 5-1 in their last 6 against the spread, and I mean they're just better than Northwestern, and so that's it for that.
Not a lot to say.
Oh wait, I did have an extra note here. Sorry, real quick. If anybody wants to bet on the under, maybe in that game, both Duke and Northwestern have gone under in 4 of their last 6. Just another interesting note.
I got also Duke winning and covering. I think it's going to come back to reality for Northwestern. Duke's a good football team. I have them to win, and I know the line is kind of big, but I see them covering.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously I picked Duke to win. I think they got a tough schedule ahead of them. I think Northwestern is just kind of just a mark on their schedule per se, and I think they're going to cover as well.
Okay. There hasn't been a lot of all three of us. I think Notre Dame. There might be a couple, but next up, Western Michigan at Iowa -28.5 for Iowa. Over under is 42. Dean, who do you got?
Well, I mean, I picked Iowa to win. I'm still on the fence. I don't see Iowa scoring a ton of points. The spread's 28.5 though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Iowa I'm gonna go with the over. Iowa in the over.
Over 42. All right, Eddie, who you got?
I don't like that either.
Yeah, I'm taking Iowa in the under, baby. Western Michigan has gone under in 8 of their last 8. Iowa 6 of their last 7. They both have only been under this year. And so
Now's the
I
time.
got
They're-
Iowa. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
They're due.
eventually
They're due.
those trends break, right? And they seem to be breaking every time I choose. So the safe bet
No,
is
it won't this
probably the over this weekend. But
I'm uncomfortable with that pick. But
that was almost a lock for me as an under, just based on what these teams have done. But we'll see.
I hate
yeah,
to
my
pile.
thoughts.
I hate to pile on Western, even though I'm not a fan of Western at all. But still, for the sake of the podcast, it's not going to be a close game. Uh, I think even with how low scoring Iowa can be, they're still going to put up possibly 42 points. So I don't know if Western may score first series.
It's kind of what I'm hoping is that they put up a touchdown and Iowa just takes the rest.
Yeah. So I have Iowa to win and cover. Virginia Tech at Rutgers. Rutgers is -7 over under 36.5. I got Rutgers winning. I think it's going to be a close game. As well, when I said that, when I had my notes, I think the line was like 4.5. So
yeah,
still think it's going to be a close game. I think Rutgers pulls it off at home. It'll be a good win for them. I'm also going to take the over of 36.5. Eddie?
Yeah, I got Rutgers winning. That line moving does make me think twice. I have them covering. Rutgers hasn't missed a cover yet this year, and I do think they're definitely maybe not much, but they're easily a more complete team than Virginia Tech. I'll still take Rutgers with the cover on that.
Let's not forget, Virginia Tech did beat Old Dominion pretty big. With that said, I'm picking Rutgers, and I think they're going to cover as well.
Okay. Cool. Next up, Western Kentucky at Ohio State. Ohio State is -29.5, over under 66. Did I give my, oh yeah, I went first last time. Over under 66. Dean, who do you got between the Hilltoppers and the Buckeyes?
Yeah, I'm picking the Buckeyes to win and cover that one. I'm surprised I didn't make that my lock. But it's coming. You don't know.
Oh, pins and needles.
For me, I've got Ohio State winning and Western Kentucky covering. It's not that I don't think Ohio State's good. I think Western Kentucky can put up points. I don't know how long Ohio State will keep their starters in if it starts to get away. I mean, they played Youngstown. It was 35-7, I think it was. I thought about taking the over, but I thought the safer bet was for Western Kentucky to cover. And I think they're a better team than Youngstown State. So,
yeah, probably. Yeah, I definitely got the Buckeyes winning. I mean, that's an easy money line pick for sure. I actually took the under on this also. Ohio State has been under in both of their games this year. I almost took them Western Kentucky to cover, but I just how do you trust Western Kentucky? Because Ohio State also hasn't covered this year as well. So I'm taking Ohio State with the under. I mean, obviously Ohio State's going to win. They're just too good for Western Kentucky.
Right. Next up is number 8 Washington at Michigan State. Michigan State is at +16.5. Over under is 56. I got Washington winning, and I think that line went up from the time I sent this out. Yeah. I got MSU to cover. I think it's going to be a close game, given everything that's gone on this week. I think they play hard. Is it prime time?
At 5:00.
That's still.
I think that's for the West Coast crowd. I mean, they're doing a combo. Right? I think
5:00 still. That's a good one. It's better. I real quick. I know Michigan, Ohio State plays at noon every year, but man, those nighttime games are so much fun.
Mm.
You know, uh,
No doubt.
so I got MSU to cover. I think it's going to be a closer game than 16 and a half. If it does get over 16 and a half, it's going to be late, but I see them playing hard. I wouldn't honestly, given everything that's been going on, I wouldn't look past an upset.
Sure.
I it just depends on how Noah Kim plays, right? If he plays like he did last week, I understand it's Richmond, but he still only had 3 incomplete passes.
He's throwing dimes.
You know,
Hey
I mean,
man,
you still got
and
to
the
make
one
the throw.
thing they haven't done that I'm hoping has just kind of been hiding is how to involve a guy like Malik Carr a little bit more. I know he had that drop, but I mean the kid's an athletic freak.
Yeah, he's a big, big
Size,
kid.
all that. I mean,
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they've
I
just
thought he
kind of
was a
been
lineman.
storing that away. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
So, Eddie, who you got? What do you got?
Yeah, I got the same thing. Washington with Michigan State covering. Michigan State has covered both times this year, granted Richmond and CMU, but they did what they're supposed to do. They covered. I'll take Michigan State to cover with an emotional backing maybe to keep them going.
Yeah, I think they're going to play with a lot of emotion. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. And I'm picking Michigan State to win, baby. Let's go, Michigan State, all day long.
Yeah, picking them to win.
I'm picking them to win.
Oh hell yeah! Oh,
riding strong. I'm bleeding green and white right now.
I wouldn't put it past it. So
I think it'll be one of those games. We'll see. Could be wrong. Could be very wrong.
Next up, Tennessee at number 9. Tennessee at Florida. Florida's plus 6.5. Over under 58.5. Dean. Gators.
This is my stone cold lock. Pew, pew, pew. I gotta do it myself. Nobody does it for me. I just do it myself.
Hey, I did it for myself last week.
That's true. I don't do it for anybody. I picked Tennessee to win and cover based on their jerseys.
That's a good one. Especially especially going down half a point. I'm going to keep what I have. I have Tennessee with the over on that game. I just feel like it's a game that a lot of points get scored for whatever reason. I think Tennessee's a great choice to cover. That's a good lock. Florida hasn't covered once this year, which is 2 games, but still, It is what it is. They have not covered, and they looked not awesome against Utah. So that's a good choice. I guess I'm just talking about Dean's choices more than my own. I'll just supplement whatever Dean says from here on out. Be like, you know what? Dean's choices are good because of this. But I'll take Tennessee in the over.
Okay. I got Tennessee. Oh, you're good.
No, I had nothing. I had nothing else.
I got Tennessee to win and cover. I feel like the lines. It's one of those lines again, like Utah Baylor last week, where I'm like, why is it closer than I think it should be? I'm starting to really find out as I'm really getting into this that Vegas knows what they're doing. Obviously, I mean, I knew that before, but man, some of these are so close.
Yeah, Vegas doesn't build skyscrapers with their own money.
That's true.
Very true. Very
true. I think Tennessee's a very good team. Florida will keep it close in the swamp, but I think Tennessee ends up winning by 10 or more. So next up, Michigan or Bowling Green at number 2. Michigan is minus 40.5. Over under is 53.5. We kind of talked about this earlier. I got Michigan winning. It's going to be more of the same. I feel like for me, even if they get up 42, If they're up 42, I see the defense holding Bowling Green to at most a touchdown. If that's the case, they pull their starters the same way they have the first couple weeks. So I'm going to take the under at 53.5.
Yeah, that's a great choice. I got Michigan winning clearly. You'd have to be pretty silly to pick Bowling Green on the money line in that game, and I got Bowling Green to cover. Michigan hasn't covered yet. I don't trust them to cover at this point in the year. Under was definitely something I was thinking about because of the September stats on Michigan with the under. But I'll take Bowling Green to cover that 40.5.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's the thing with Michigan. You know they're capable of scoring, like beating Bowling Green by 40.5 points. You know what I mean? Or 41 points. They're very capable of it. So that's the problem where it's like they could score 42 easily, but will they? I'm picking Michigan, and I'm also taking Bowling Green to cover.
Next up, Syracuse at Purdue. Purdue plus 2.5 over under 56. Dean, who do you have this week?
I am taking the orange, and they're going to cover. I think they win by 3 points, at least. At least 3.
Eddie?
Yeah. I mean, Cuse with the cover. Syracuse has gone 2-0 also this year, covering. Produced 3 of their last 7 against the spread, so they don't have a great. I just don't trust them after that Fresno game, honestly. And one extra note for others who consider betting: Syracuse Purdue in the over might be something interesting. Syracuse has gone over in 5 of their last 7. Purdue 12 of their last 18. And I started going, different teams, but if you have this generally the same coaches, I feel like those trends can matter a little bit more. Syracuse's coach has been there for 8 years. Purdue's coach, I think this is first year, but Brom had just left, so now you're talking about mostly probably the same team. But that's just something extra, something else somebody wants to bet on. I think the overs be pretty interesting in that game.
I have Syracuse to win. I think both offenses can put up some points. I think it's going to be a closer game than, well, I mean, I guess everyone thinks it's going to be close. 2.5.
I think they're thinking it'll be close.
It's going to be a close game. I'll take Syracuse to win, and I'm actually taking the over 57.5.
There you go.
Yeah. When you said that, I'm like, all right. It worked out.
It made you think about the under, huh?
All right, and the last game that we have for this week is Colorado State at number 22 Colorado. Colorado is minus 24, over under is 61. Dean, who you got this week?
So I don't know if did you guys see that thing with the Colorado State talking a little smack about Deion?
Yeah.
I mean, Deion's a pretty respectable guy, but I don't know. He might have taken that a little. So
he did respond.
Did he
Deion
respond?
Said it's personal again.
Wow. Okay. So I was picking Colorado to win already, but I was going to have Colorado State cover, but he might run the score if they start getting some momentum.
Colorado State might be fired up too.
That's true, but I don't know.
It's a rivalry.
I'm drinking that Deion Kool-Aid right now. You're right. I should be more sensible. Colorado State will cover. Barely.
Okay. Go ahead.
Say, I love that choice because I took Colorado to win and cover, baby. Colorado State gave up 50 to Wazoo. I'm not so sure.
We'll see.
They got what it takes. Even in a rivalry game, they ain't ready for prime. He took it personal. It's the Buffs.
I think he's gonna run it.
With the future Michigan State football coach, you jackals.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I have
sweet.
No shot.
Oh, no shot in hell.
I have Colorado winning. I have Colorado covering, but the line was like minus 40. just based off everything. Once I was gonna bring that up about how Norvell said when he talks to grown-ups, he takes his hat and glasses off like it matters.
Yeah.
And then Dean, if
Let alone
he said,
talking to Prime, bro.
I let Eddie
Yeah.
talk me.
You're
I
Jay
can't switch
Norvell?
now, right?
well, this is what Prime said. This is what Coach Prime said. He said, I'm minding my own business, watching some film, trying to get ready, trying to get out here to be the best coach I can be. And I look and I read some bull junk today that is said up today about us. Once again, why would you want to talk about us when we don't talk about nobody? All we do is come out here, work our butts off, and do our job Saturday. But when they give us ammunition, they made it what? Players respond personal. It was just going to be a good game. They messed around and made it, and then the player said personal. So, so
Can I switch to
Should-
the over at least?
yeah,
That was
now's
your
the
Stone Cold
time.
Lock, Dean. No, he can't.
That's what's so cold.
Now's the time.
Yeah.
Oh, so I can't. So I can switch to them covering.
Yeah, they haven't
Okay.
played yet.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not, man?
Well, I mean, it's
not
been
that
recorded.
hardcore. Yeah. It's on tape.
You know,
crying
it's
out
on
loud, all
tape,
right?
bro. Can you edit that out? I'm taking
Yeah.
Colorado and the over or the them covering. I want Colorado to cover.
Yeah,
Eddie-
yeah,
Eddie
It's a
Talk
I
right
rivalry
thought-
game, Dean. You got to be
Shut
more
up.
sensible.
You watch. They'll win by 21, and I'm gonna be like, dang it.
It's very possible.
That's
mean,
extremely
obviously.
possible. I almost stayed with no, but you're right. If he said personal,
no, Shadur Sanders probably might throw for 600 yards.
Yeah, he very well could. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a whole lot of yards. I mean, I love what Prime's got
Pick 'em
going
top.
on over there in Coldwater. I love what he's got going over there in Coldwater. Yeah. So we'll see. No, I think that's a good pick. Shadur could do that, Bill.
It's I mean 600's a lot, but I mean I could see him throwing for 330 and 4 touchdowns, and then doing
In the
Looking
first
at-
half.
okay. So that'll be a fun game to watch. And that's the week 3, fellas.
Woo.
So wish you guys good luck. Once again, thanks for watching. Comment with your thoughts on the game on the games
The singular game.
on the one game. Oh yeah, my lock is Notre Dame at -34.5. So the Stone Cold Lock parlay for this week is Notre Dame -34.5, Tennessee -6.5, and Penn State at -14.5. And with those three together, the parlay would be +595. So
Nice.
pretty good odds, I think. This
The
is our-
BDE parlay.
the BD Stone Cold Lock parlay. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, good luck this weekend, everybody. Thank you for watching, and we will be back next week. You guys have a good weekend. Pick 'em.
Yes. Yes.